China's economy isn't just slowing down, it's collapsing in plain sight. During Beijing's so-called rush hour, you can ride the subway alone. The train is so empty, you could play basketball inside without bumping into anyone. In Zhengzhou, the city is too broke to even turn on its streetlights at night. Shopping malls are so deserted that if money drops to the floor, it stays there, untouched. This is the reality of China today, a nation once booming with life, now fading into silence. Join us as we uncover how an economic powerhouse became a ghost nation. Shanghai once symbolized China's unstoppable growth. Remember Line 10, once packed shoulder to shoulder every morning? Now, it's a hollowed tunnel of silence. Entire carriages roll through the city without a single passenger. The man filming whispers, "Where did everyone go?" It's the same story everywhere. Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Beijing. Once vibrant cities now echo with emptiness. Subways that used to shake under the weight of commuters are now eerily still. One blogger who recorded the scene said, "It feels like my heart is breaking." Even in Shenzhen, the city that never slept, trains glide through empty stations as if time itself has stopped. Beijing, the beating heart of power, is no different. At rush hour, you can count the passengers on one hand. The brand new Universal Park station gleams under fluorescent lights, but there's no one there to see it. The amusement park it leads to? Empty. Once a symbol of joy and prosperity, now nothing but silence and echoes. But this isn't just about empty trains or lifeless parks. The collapse reaches into every corner of daily life. In Guangzhou, delivery riders have no orders. Taxi drivers circle for hours without a single fare. Hotels are fully booked, but not with tourists. They're packed with job seekers who can't find work. In office towers across Tianhe and Uxiu, desks are abandoned, and cafeterias are half full because white-collar workers can't even afford lunch anymore. Guangzhou, once known as the city of 1,000 years of commerce, has lost its soul. This was once the city of dreams, where hard work could change your destiny. Today, hundreds of thousands are applying to leave China altogether. The streets still carry the echoes of ambition, but the spirit that built the city has vanished. How did it come to this? The answer lies in 2020, the year the Communist Party pressed pause on an entire nation. Lockdowns destroyed small businesses, choked the housing market, and shattered financial confidence. Since then, unemployment has exploded. Wages for freelancers, laborers, and private sector workers haven't just dropped, they've fallen off a cliff. While other countries recovered after the pandemic, China's economy continued to bleed. Now, everything is being replaced by e-commerce and live stream battles. But behind the screens, small businesses are dying in silence. Shopping malls across Shanghai stand like monuments to a bygone era. Vacancy rates soar, rents collapse. For many mall owners, just keeping the lights on has become a luxury. On the 4th floor, every store is empty. A once bustling boxing gym now sits in darkness. A hot pot restaurant has no customers. Even the cinema, on a weekend, is completely deserted. Elevators to upper floors are shut down to save electricity. One shop owner sighs into the camera. "It's Saturday, 11:24 a.m., and I haven't sold a single item. We open early every day, but no one comes. Yesterday was the same. We're trying our best, but it's useless." Season after season, nothing sells. Summer clothes, autumn clothes, winter coats, all hanging there, untouched. Outside, the streets are empty. Where has everyone gone? In Zhengzhou, the darkness feels literal. Streetlights go off before 8 p.m. because the city can't afford electricity. Entire blocks fade into blackness. Shop owners record videos out of despair. It's Saturday, but it feels like Monday. From morning to afternoon, not a single customer came in. It's terrifying. Suppliers keep calling, asking if they need new stock. But how can you restock when no one buys? This year's September sales were just 1/3 of last year's. No one even wants to talk about it anymore. This isn't a slowdown. It's a silent collapse. A country that once chased prosperity is now chasing ghosts. The collapse you were never meant to see, inside China's silent breakdown. In the heart of Shenzhen, the city once called China's Silicon Valley, the dream is over. The streets that once glittered with opportunity now echo with the footsteps of the desperate. Migrant workers from across the country came here chasing a better life. Now they're fighting just to stay alive. Beneath bridges in Fujian, beside subway entrances, and behind luxury office towers, people lie on flattened cardboard and faded blankets. Among them are software engineers, builders, and delivery riders, all jobless, all hungry. Some haven't eaten for days. By morning, they wander through the city searching for work. By night, they return to the concrete, their only home. Instant noodles and tap water have become their daily meal. Shenzhen once roared with the power of factories, fueled by Taiwanese and foreign investors. But as global capital flees and companies relocate to Southeast Asia, that engine has stopped. Factories are closing, shopping malls are turning dark, and office towers stand hollow like glass tombs. Even Starbucks and McDonald's, once symbols of modern China, are closing one by one. The subway used to overflow with commuters. Now it feels like an abandoned world beneath the surface. Meanwhile, up north, another nightmare unfolds. At Heilongjiang University, the autumn job fair looks like a scene from a dystopian movie. Over 100,000 graduates crowd into the campus, fighting for fewer than 10,000 positions. The line stretches hundreds of meters. Even graduates from Tsinghua and Peking University wait for hours in the freezing wind. Every 30 minutes, only 1,000 people are allowed to enter. Inside, they find that most jobs require a master's degree, and even then, 70% of the openings are just sales positions. Yet state media claims this is the best job market in a decade. The reality? College degrees no longer guarantee survival. Young people are losing faith in education, in the future, in the system itself. The situation is so dire that the Chinese Communist Party has stopped publishing youth unemployment data altogether. The numbers became too shameful to reveal, but experts estimate it's at record highs and still rising. This year alone, nearly 500,000 more students are graduating than last year. The competition for jobs has turned into a war with no winners. While cities struggle with jobless crowds and shuttered stores, another tragedy spreads silently across the countryside. All over China, from Guangxi and Guizhou to Hebei and Liaoning, entire villages are disappearing. Once vibrant homes now stand locked and silent, their windows dark, furniture untouched, weeds swallowing the paths. In Jiangmen, Guangdong, one village once had over 500 residents. Now it's empty, hundreds of houses lost to time. Two-story villas sit perfectly built, but lifeless, surrounded by water and silence. In Jiangxi's mountain towns, you can still see clothes hanging, televisions sitting on tables, yet no people, no voices, no light. This mass emptiness is the ghost of China's rapid urbanization. For decades, young people abandoned their villages to chase city dreams, but cities never fully accepted them. They became invisible labor, the cleaners, the construction crews, the delivery drivers, always outsiders, never home. Now, with the economy shrinking and jobs vanishing, they can't survive in the cities, and there's nothing left to return to. Even as the countryside dies, the birth rate is collapsing. In hospitals across China, maternity wards are closing. In 2025, experts estimate births have plunged by hundreds of thousands, the lowest in modern history. It's a demographic time bomb, but the government delays releasing the numbers, afraid of what they'll reveal. If you connect the dots, from falling births to empty cities to abandoned villages, the picture becomes clear. China's decline isn't an accident. It's structural, it's systemic, and it's accelerating. After the pandemic, instead of rebuilding the economy, the Communist Party turned inward, tightening speech control, harassing entrepreneurs, and launching paranoid anti-spy campaigns. Foreign investors pulled out. Factories shut down. Small businesses went bankrupt. The manufacturing chain, once China's backbone, fractured. Even medical insurance funds were drained by state-run testing programs during lockdowns, leaving ordinary citizens to suffer. To cover the financial black hole, Beijing unleashed massive spending. New stimulus plans, new infrastructure, new debts. But the more it spent, the deeper the hole grew. Local governments are now drowning in unpaid loans. Stock markets fall, the property bubble bursts, and capital flees overseas. Every policy meant to save the system only delays the inevitable. Every new announcement only hides the decay. From Shenzhen's homeless to the ghost villages of Guangdong, from empty subways to the silent maternity wards, the truth is undeniable. The collapse has already begun. China today stands at a breaking point. The economy is shrinking, jobs are vanishing, and once bustling cities have fallen silent. Factories are closing, small businesses are dying, and millions of people are living on the edge of survival. Families no longer talk about dreams. They talk about how to get through tomorrow. Confidence in the system has evaporated. Faith in the future is collapsing. Even the middle class, once proud and ambitious, now lives in fear of losing everything. What was once called the Chinese dream has turned into a quiet despair spreading through every corner of the nation.